Hey everyone, welcome to this tutorial for our cute little wooden houses. Now, my tutorials are just a guide to get you to the design that I did. However, you guys can be as creative as you want with these. These houses are absolutely adorable. I just love them so much, and it's that nice thick wood. I poured a little bit of black paint, white, and a light blue. You should have got a new light blue color in your box. And what I did is I took some of my white and my black and made a nice gray. If you have some pre-mixed gray, you can do that too. Because I'm going to do a gray house, a white, and a light blue. So I'm starting first with my big brush. And I'm just making sure whenever you mix paint, always make sure to mix enough paint because it's kind of hard to color match. I'm going to take a little bit more white and I want a little bit lighter, I think. There we go. And I'm going to pick which house I want to do gray. I'm going to do this shorter house, and I'm just going to start painting in this nice gray color. Just doing nice strokes down. It's going to go nice and easy into that wood. Whoops. Get my sides. As I said earlier, be creative with this. If you want to do your own colors, I like really simple classic colors, black, white, grays. They just go with everything. And you can have these all November, December, even after into the winter. Nice to go on your mantle or shelf. I'm just trying to go right around this little metal chimney. Weep. And you can go to a smaller brush if you need to too. So just like that. You don't have to paint the back. If you have enough paint and you want to, you can, if you feel like it's going to be seen. If you don't want to use the paint to paint the back, you definitely don't have to. Especially if it's going up against a wall or something like that. There we go, that looks pretty good. I'm going to leave the bottom just so it's a nice place to stand. And now I'm going to continue painting one white and one blue. I'm going to make the video go a little bit faster just for the sake of the video not being too long. So feel free to pause and also go at your own pace, okay? Now that I have my base coats painted onto all my little houses, and each side's different, the paint is going to absorb into the wood differently for each one. And also, if you want to take some sandpaper, you can sand off some of these little bits on there, but it's not too bad. I'm going to choose the side where the paint absorbed into the wood a little bit more and it shows a little bit of wood grain. I think that looks really cute and just adds a little bit more character. So that's the side I'm going to choose. You get to, and, ooh, this one's kind of cool. Just stopped halfway through. You can pick which side you want to paint your details onto. And you can get as in-depth and detailed as you want on these guys. If you want to paint both sides, you totally can. But I'm going to start by painting in some of my details first. You also have a couple of extra little cutouts in your box where you can decide if you want to use those. I'm going to place 2 little hearts on that one for up top, I think, the blue. And I'm going to paint these guys white so they start drying. Just a little bit of white on there. Kind of like the dark edge. I'm just going to set those on my plate so they dry while I'm painting my windows and my doors and all those little details. I'm going to take a small round brush. I'm going to mix some gray paint. I'm mixing a little bit darker gray. So I'm taking a little bit of black, a little bit more in the black in my small brush. And I'm going to decide where I want to paint some of my doors and my windows. So I'm going to start with my white one first. And I'm just going to pull up where I want my door. I'm going to come down here. I'm just going to kind of follow that white grain. If you want to pre-draw this out with a ruler, you definitely can. I'm just going to go for it. That looks cool already. Because I'm not worried about them being perfect. I'm just going to make a rectangular shape. Again, just following that grain down. Now I'm going to create a little window in there, and I'm going to go to an even smaller brush. So you should have 2 smaller brushes in your kit. I'm going to take the smaller one, and I'm going to make a curved window. So I'm just going to curve just like a rainbow. And right down there. So just make a little curved. And then I'm going to pull a little V down in the middle. Grab more paint. So I have a little window peeking in there. And I'm going to finish painting the rest of the door. Again, these don't have to be perfect. Just gonna add in extra little details. And if you go too far, just take some of your color, your base color, and you can just sharpen right along those edges. Oops, I guess I should let it dry a little bit more. Kind of looks cool with a little bit of that gray blended in though. Painted in that rectangular shape with the gray. I'm just taking a little bit more of the white and just thinning it down to the size I want. That's looking pretty good. Pull a little bit of this white all the way up too, so now I have a little door on there. I'm going to create a floor window at the top. These are inspired by some traditional type of farmhouse decor. Mix there. So they're very simple. And I'm just going to draw, oops, got too much water on my brush. A square here at the top. Instead of trying to draw 4 little squares, it's easier to just draw one square. I'm going to let that guy dry before going around and crisping around the edges. And I'm going to move on to my gray one where I'm going to do opposites. So I'm going to do some white windows on this guy. And I think I want to do two windows here. Quaint little village cottages and houses. And I'm going to take some gray for my door, which I'm going to put right in the middle. When you're mixing grays, you want to mix, if you want lighter gray, you're going to have more white in it. If you want darker, you're going to have a little more black in there. Now, if you wanted to put words like welcome or home, you can use some Sharpies to do that. Metallics work great. Or if you have a Cricut and you're an avid crafter, the Cricut works great too for adding those in there. These are going to have my little hearts on this one at the top. I'm just going to set this guy aside so he dries a little bit. I think this one, I'm going to put the door. Or on this side as well. Oops, I flicked a little bit of paint. Oops, flick some more. And again, if you make little mistakes or paint gets in there, you can get just a little bit of a damp paper towel and just wipe those off. Just wipe it into the grain. It's taking a little bit of that blue paint off, but that's okay. I'm going to do one curved window here. Go back to my first one. What's great when you have multiples that you're working on, you just kind of rotate them as they're drying. Using a smaller brush, I'm just going to go in here and touch up a little bit more. I'm going to go up here, I'm going to outline around my window, crisping that line up. going to try to draw right down in the middle. Try to make a nice even line. It's a little challenging sometimes when you're using wood or something that's a little more textured. I'm going to take you a few passes just to try to get them squared up. And I'm just going to try to match the size squares to the best of my ability. Again, these are supposed to be very simple little houses. And again, it is way easier to try to make these 4 little squares by creating one large square and then coming around and cutting in with your white instead of trying to make each of those individually. And you can always take your big brush, because you can kind of see where I did my touch up. I'm just gonna take that big brush and I'm just gonna give my house another little coat of paint. You know, over here, I think I'm going to add just a little extra design. So I'm just going to pull straight on up. I'm just going to push down with my brush. Just create this little tree looking design here. And just giving it that extra details for a little more interest. You know, every house in the neighborhood has its own little cute things about it. So I was pushing down and lifting back. That was a good one. Super fun and cute. Cute little house. Look at that guy. That one's done. This one I'm going to outline around my windows with a little bit of blue just to tie all those colors together on all 3. Don't have to. If you wanted to stay with your gray, you can. But I think it's going to be cute just to add and tie all these together. Sometimes it's nice to add a little bit of water in there too. Just going over. Shuffling up these lines a little bit. Again, the goal is just trying to get those little squares to be about the same. If you cut into one too much, just let them dry, come back. And on this door, I'm going to tie into some little hearts, and I'm going to make just a little heart right on the door. How cute is that going to be? So cute. Just touching up around the edges, a little bit of that gray. Oops. Let's go back a little bit of blue again. That's okay. Like I said, sometimes you're gonna have where the wood, you think you're good, and then the wood is going to just pull you in a different direction. Like there's a little knot there I wasn't paying attention to. Or didn't notice, I guess wasn't paying attention. Just didn't notice while I was painting. I would say one of the biggest suggestions I can give you to be successful is if you make a little bit of a mistake, then let it dry and come back to it. Streaking a little more of that gray. I didn't mix enough of my paint color, so it's a little bit different. So I'm just kind of streaking it, giving this house a little bit more texture. Going with this big guy. And again, if you really mess up and you got two sides, try again. Paint back over it. Sand it off. You go one color and then start to come back with your other one and just keep getting those lines. There we go. I think I want a little blue doorknob on here too. So cute. And then since this one's a little bit shorter, I'm going to put in a window up here. That one has a window like this. I'm going to draw just kind of another little leafy accent up there with gray. And I'm just going to curve right along here like a rainbow. So push down, pull back. Push down, pull back for the end. So cute. One of the assistants at the studio said it would be super cute to take a little bit of cotton balls and some wire and then make it look like there's little bits of smoke coming out, and I thought that was a great idea. It's so cute. Again, so much fun stuff you can do. And don't worry about these being absolutely perfect. Everyone's gonna be a little different. even take a little bit of white and just add a little bit of highlight on those. And maybe even just a couple little dots. And going to my last little house. I'm gonna dot a white doorknob on this one. So I'm gonna outline my arched window. And again, it's going to be a little challenging sometimes with that grain, wood grain. It's so cute. Smaller white window. I'm sorry, sometimes I feel like I need to whisper when I'm painting, like it's gonna help from making a mistake or something. Now we got a big door handle. That's okay. This one I made a little more rectangular. And that's it for my, I need to glue those little guys on there, but I have these adorable, cute little houses. So cute. And I'll probably end up putting them where that blue one's in the middle, and you have this amazing little set of houses. Thanks for painting with us, guys, and we'll see you next time.